Now that's the private sector, but we want to unleash the private sector. That's the conservative approach to things. I want the private sector to grow more than the government sector. So we want to continue that, and in this session we address those issues as well. That's the reason for a $50 million tax cut that's moved through both House and Senate. That'll give tax cut reduction for 650,000 Arkansans that are in lower income category, making less than $21,000. And guess what they are going to do when they get that extra money? Spend it. And whenever they spend it, it's going to be for a new set of tires. It's going to be helping to buy their kids' clothes. They're going to spend it. It's going to help grow the economy in the local community. And so that is the right approach to economic growth and creating jobs. We're also supporting the retired military tax cut, where you reduce the income for their retirement income. Why do we want to do this? It makes us competitive with the other states. It allows us to recruit the incredible talent of our retired military. And when they come here, they're going to get a second career, and they're going to pay taxes on that. And it's going to drive our economy, and I'm convinced that it will be an economic driver as well as doing the right thing for those that have served in the military. Do you all believe that's a good idea? The $50 million tax cut we can absorb through normal growth. But I'm careful about that because we've got a lot of funding needs in our state, so I don't want to overdo and have tax cuts that we cannot absorb or handle in our budget. And so that is the second year of the biennium, the $50 million tax cut. We can absorb that. That's as much as we can absorb. And so in the military tax cut, we wanted to pay for it. As they say, we have offsets for it, and so it is paid for by closing off some other exemptions. And so it's a package, and we want everybody's support for that. You know, one of the things that we look at whenever we look at our budget is that we grow, we want to manage it, and we want to manage it through efficiencies as well and save money in our budget. And it's really not that well known as to some of the things we've done with our hiring freeze, with consolidating agencies, eliminating unnecessary boards and commissions. We've saved hundreds of millions of dollars by those efficiencies efforts that we have put into place. And so later on you hear me talk about a state pay plan. And by the way, Saline County's got a few state employees here. And but we're not paying them competitively, and so we're going to have a state pay plan that's going to modernize the pay plan, make it more competitive, but it's going to cost us some money, and we're paying for a large part of that from the savings that we've already implemented. And it's still going to take some more budget money, but probably a third of it is paid for by the efficiencies that the agencies have already achieved. We want to have an accelerator program where we have technology and new businesses in technology that we will help start up in partnering with industry to fund those accelerator programs, whether it's financial sector, agriculture sector, that drives the software development business, technology that creates jobs and will provide a source of jobs for those young people that are getting their coding education. Whenever you look in education, we're going to have our future grants. This is something that has really not started moving through the legislative process yet, but it's one of my priorities. And that will tell every high school student that if you go to a two-year college or a technical school in a field that is a high priority field, like teaching, like nursing, like welding, like STEM programs, if you do it a high priority, then we'll make sure that your tuition and costs are fully paid. And we do that by simply combining some existing grant programs and saying our future grants will be the wraparound that will make sure all of their fees and costs are paid. And what that does is it gives them confidence that that will be paid, and for that first generation of students that go to college, they say, I can do it, we can pay it, I might need to have a part-time job to buy a few books or to buy extra stuff, but they can do it, and they have the assurance of doing it. We put 3 criteria there, though. One, you got to go into a field that you can really get a job. And I love history majors, but this is not for history majors. This is for high priority fields. Secondly, we want that 2-year college to have a mentor for that student to increase their chance of success. And thirdly, we want them to stay in Arkansas for 3 years, and if they leave the state after that, you got to pay the money back. Very simple criteria for that. Our future grant program, we're putting $3 million more in the budget for pre-K, but we're emphasizing not just quantity, but quality of teacher instruction and improving the training for the teachers in the classroom. I announced yesterday a reading initiative, and this is not new dollars, but it says that we're going to concentrate on phonics education and reading skills that will help that student, that will develop their reading skills. We want to put more money into, or more emphasis on teacher training so that they can have the skills to teach in the classroom, as well as just building a culture of reading across Arkansas that everybody can participate in, encourage students in, and you develop that to be a lifelong habit that will give them the skills they need to succeed.